Welcome to our channel. When we take the time to reflect on the vast and complex history of mankind, our thoughts often gravitate toward the well-known and often referenced pages of the Bible, a text that has shaped countless cultural and religious traditions. Within its ancient stories, we find accounts of prophets who delivered divine messages and guidance, as well as tales of epic battles fought in the name of faith and righteousness. These narratives have left a lasting imprint on how we understand our past, our spirituality, and our moral foundations, offering a rich tapestry of history woven with spirituality, morality, and human struggle. Despite the passage of countless ages and the relentless march of history, there exists an ancient tome, a book lost in the endless flow of time, that holds knowledge forgotten by most. This mysterious volume uncovers truths that go far beyond the well-known legends and tales we know. Within its worn pages, it narrates the story of the Nephilim, colossal beings of extraordinary size and power, born from the taboo union between celestial angels and mortal humans. These beings, shrouded in mystery and myth, are not merely figments of imagination but entities rooted in a forgotten history, their existence echoing through the ages in whispers and legends. The book reveals the origins of the Nephilim, their role in the ancient world, and the secrets their existence might still conceal, hidden beneath layers of time and obscurity. This book goes far beyond simply offering moral lessons or the typical spiritual guidance that many stories tend to provide. Instead, it immerses us deeply into a vivid, dramatic world where intense and sometimes terrifying confrontations unfold between powerful divine forces and enormous, formidable beings. It draws us into scenes filled with tension, danger, and the clash of extraordinary entities, making the experience not just educational but also exhilarating and intense at every turn. These colossal beings, often guided or influenced by figures such as Hoya and Maui, are formidable opponents that do not succumb easily to defeat. They possess a strength and resilience that make them a significant challenge for anyone brave enough to face them. Their nature is complex. They are not purely evil villains or simply saintly figures. Instead, they exist in a nuanced gray area where their motivations, actions, and essences are layered and multifaceted, making them neither entirely malevolent nor entirely virtuous, but something more intricate and unpredictable. Null, Assistant. This book exists in a multitude of different versions and formats, ranging from the ancient and revered Dead Sea Scrolls to the more recent and diverse collections such as the Maniki and manuscripts. Its various forms serve to provide readers with a fresh and unique perspective on a wide array of complex moral situations, encouraging a deeper understanding and reflection on ethical dilemmas across different times and cultures. Nevertheless, it is quite remarkable to observe that the book concerning the giants has been completely excised from common awareness and mainstream literature. Instead of remaining in the limelight, it has gradually faded into the shadows, slipping away from popular consciousness and relegating itself to the obscure realms of esoteric knowledge and hidden teachings. Over time, it has become a relic of forgotten lore, tucked away in the secluded corners of specialized studies and secretive archives, far from the reach of ordinary readers and mainstream academia. This disappearance into obscurity has turned the book into a mysterious artifact, an elusive manuscript that only dedicated seekers and those with a penchant for the arcane might stumble upon, buried deep within the depths of esoteric wisdom that most are content to overlook or dismiss. Why was this particular book forgotten over time, and what hidden secrets or revelations does it contain within its pages? The story of its obscurity and mystery traces back to the year 1947, a pivotal moment when a Bedouin shepherd, while tending to his flock in There, amidst the dusty relics and fragile parchment, he discovered fragments of an ancient Jewish manuscript, the mysterious text concerning the giants, a long-forgotten and enigmatic document that had been concealed and preserved among the elusive Dead Sea Scrolls tucked away in the depths of the Cameron Caves. These fragments originate from the 2nd or 3rd century BCE, carrying with them stories that have been long forgotten by the relentless march of time. What hidden secrets, ancient truths, or forgotten knowledge might be uncovered from these time-worn lines? What mysteries lie buried within their faded scripts, waiting patiently to be rediscovered and understood once more? The story that is intertwined within this narrative is crafted from delicate yet intricate threads of mystery and wonder, creating a rich tapestry that beckons us to explore. It offers us a truly captivating and mesmerizing glimpse into a past that remains shrouded in mystery, inviting curiosity and imagination to flourish as we delve into the unknown histories and secrets that lie hidden within its depths. The Dead Sea Scrolls, which date back thousands of years, are truly priceless relics that have defied the relentless march of time, serving as remarkable custodians of history. These ancient manuscripts and texts have stood the test of centuries, offering invaluable insights into the past. They are preserved with great care in the arid and historically rich land of Cameron, a place where the sands hold secrets from civilizations long gone but not forgotten. The scrolls represent a vital link to our collective heritage, capturing the essence of early human thought, religion, and culture, elements that continue to fascinate scholars and history enthusiasts alike, reminding us of the enduring power of these relics to connect us with a world that once was. Over the course of the next 10 years, an extraordinary and unique library gradually took shape, emerging as a remarkable collection that showcased thousands of fragments sourced from 11 hidden and clandestine caves. Within this remarkable treasure trove, the majority of the books from the Old Testament were uncovered, with the notable exception of the Book of Esther. Exterior, each of them silently questioning the true purpose and implications of these mysterious truths, trying to decipher the intentions behind the angel's absence and the weight of what had been uncovered. These discoveries offer an extraordinary and rare glimpse into the textual traditions of the biblical writings, shedding light on how these sacred texts were preserved, transmitted, and perhaps even interpreted over time. This collection significantly enriches our understanding of the ancient biblical manuscript heritage, revealing nuances and details that might have otherwise been lost to history, and highlighting the importance of these texts in religious, cultural, and historical contexts. However, beyond the well-known and widely accepted canonical texts, the caves also harbor an array of even more fascinating and intriguing secrets. Desolate and overlooked desert region, unexpectedly stumbled upon a clandestine cave tucked away in a remote and seldom visited area. These hidden revelations have the potential to challenge long-held conventional perceptions and beliefs, sparking new debates and raising numerous questions not only about history but also about faith, spirituality, and the ways in which we understand our past. Each discovery within these caves seems to deepen the mystery, inviting explorers and scholars alike to reconsider established narratives and explore the possibilities of what might have been lost or concealed over time. Manuscripts such as the Community Rule and the War Scroll have uncovered distinctive features of a particular religious community, potentially the Essenes. These texts provide profound insights into their core beliefs, daily rituals, and guiding principles of living, shedding light on how they structured their spiritual lives and communal practices. Through these writings, we gain a clearer understanding of their worldview, moral code, and the ways they distinguish themselves from other groups in their time. Within the vibrant and intricate tapestry woven by these texts, there exists a particular manuscript that rises above the rest due to its unique and compelling story. While this narrative has not yet been the focus of widespread exploration or detailed analysis, it remains rich with potential and brimming with significance. Its story is imbued with an undeniable power, offering insights and depths that invite curiosity and reflection, even though it has yet to be thoroughly uncovered or appreciated in the broader landscape of these writings. This story, which has been concealed beneath the mysterious veil of time and history, has played a significant role in broadening and deepening our comprehension of the spiritual experiences of people from ancient civilizations. It provides us with a valuable window into their inner worlds, beliefs, and perceptions, allowing us to gain a more nuanced and enriched understanding of how they connected with the divine or the sacred. By exploring this tale, we are offered a fresh perspective that challenges and expands our previous ideas, exposing us to the distinct viewpoints and cultural contexts of those who authored and preserved it. In doing so, it reveals the profound ways in which ancient societies understood and embodied spirituality, ultimately contributing to our ongoing quest to grasp the depths of human spiritual history and experience. Imagine a reality where the lines separating the divine from the mortal world start to fade and dissolve, creating a realm where gods, angels, and celestial beings walk openly alongside ordinary humans. In this world, giants, massive, awe-inspiring creatures, lumber through cities and forests alike, their presence a testament to the thin veil separating myth from reality. During this tumultuous time, the world is engulfed in widespread chaos and relentless despair, with civilizations crumbling and hope flickering like a dying flame. Witnessing this era are the giants and divine entities themselves, observing humanity's struggles, heartbreaks, and resilience firsthand, as the very fabric of reality shifts and intertwines the divine and human in a chaotic, tumultuous dance. This is precisely the scene that the enigmatic book about the giants vividly describes in great detail. As you examine the imagery and words, you might find yourself asking, why did these giants suddenly appear in this ancient story? It's natural to wonder about their origins, their purpose, and what circumstances led to their appearance in this particular narrative. The book hints at a deeper story behind their arrival, sparking curiosity and inviting you to delve further into the mysteries surrounding these colossal beings. These colossal entities originated from the illicit union between fallen angels and mortal women, a union that was considered taboo and forbidden by the celestial laws. They are the unmistakable products of this dark and taboo relationship, embodying an extraordinary fusion of divine qualities inherited from their angelic progenitors and the mortal traits acquired through their human lineage. As a result, they possess a rare and awe-inspiring blend of celestial power and human vulnerability, making them truly unique among all beings. Their existence stands as a testament to the complex and sometimes dangerous consequences of crossing boundaries that were never meant to be crossed, resulting in beings of immense strength and enigmatic presence. What truly sets this book apart as something extraordinary? Within its pages, one will find a collection of stories that delve deep into the darkest corners of human experience, tales of complete corruption at its most extreme. These narratives cover a wide range of disturbing themes, from the devastating depletion of vital resources that threaten entire communities, to the horrifying reality of cannibalism in desperate circumstances. Each story is narrated with such raw honesty and unflinching detail that it pushes the boundaries of imagination, forcing readers to confront the horrifying possibilities that exist in the depths of human nature. The intensity with which these stories are told makes this book not just a read, but an experience that challenges the limits of what the mind can comprehend and accept. Prophetic dreams about their unavoidable destiny, dreams that forewarn of the impending Great Flood, add an extra layer of deep mystery and heightened suspense to this already gripping story. These visions cast a shadow of foretold doom, filling the narrative with a sense of inevitable fate while keeping readers on the edge of their seats, eager to uncover the secrets concealed within these prophetic visions and the final outcome they hint at. When the Bible references in Genesis 6 the existence of giants dwelling on the earth during that period, it subtly hints at a much larger, more mysterious world that has long been overshadowed by the sands of time. The story of these giants opens a doorway into that forgotten realm, a place where divine beings and humans intersected in a complex and tumultuous relationship. It is a world filled with grandeur and awe, yet also tragedy and chaos, where the boundaries between the divine and mortal blurred, leading to events that would ripple through history. This mysterious chapter invites us to explore a forgotten dimension, a realm where divine power and human frailty dance together in a tragic ballet, culminating in destruction but also offering hints of redemption amidst the ruins of an ancient, lost civilization. This grand and sweeping story unfolds gradually, revealing its layers both in the moments leading up to the Great Flood and those that follow its devastating aftermath. As the narrative progresses, it introduces a host of significant characters who play pivotal roles within this mythic tapestry. Among these figures, one stands out in particular: Enoch. His unwavering piety and profound righteousness elevate him beyond ordinary mortals, marking him as a uniquely virtuous individual. In many ways, Enoch serves as a vital bridge, connecting the divine realm with the world of the giants, symbolizing a rare harmony between heaven and earth amidst the chaos and confusion that define this epic saga. The story's richness lies in these deep connections and the enduring legacy of those who shaped this legendary history. Among this group of colossal beings, the names Hoya, Ha, and more resound vividly, each carrying their own stories and significance. These mighty figures are not just mere legends. They seem to breathe life into the unfolding narrative, their destinies now intricately linked with the looming threat of divine punishment or retribution that approaches with undeniable force. As their paths cross and their stories unfold, the weight of cosmic justice appears to hang heavily in the balance, ready to be delivered upon them by forces beyond mortal understanding. With fragmented yet evocative prose, the book about the giants subtly casts a lingering shadow over familiar biblical stories, transforming them into something deeper and more mysterious. It hints at a hidden world where myth and history are not separate entities but intertwined threads that weave together into a rich, compelling tapestry of events and legends. These stories, once straightforward, become layered with nuance and complexity, inviting readers to explore a realm where ancient tales and historical truths blur and merge, creating a captivating mosaic of human imagination and divine mystery. Despite being filled with profound insights and carrying a message of great importance and significance, the ancient book that detailed stories about the giants was ultimately left out of the official biblical canon. One might wonder, what were the reasons behind its exclusion? What factors led authoritative figures or communities to decide that this particular text did not meet the criteria for inclusion in the sacred scriptures? Was it due to doubts about its authenticity, concerns over its theological consistency, or perhaps because it presented narratives that diverged from the established doctrine? These are intriguing questions to explore, as they shed light on the complex process of canon formation and reveal how certain texts, despite their profound content, were ultimately deemed unsuitable or incompatible with the core principles of the accepted biblical compilation. The key to understanding this situation is deeply rooted in history, particularly in the decisions made by religious leaders during the formative early centuries of both Christianity and Judaism. During this period, these leaders actively worked to define and establish a unified and authoritative canon, an official collection of sacred texts and teachings, which would serve as the foundational backbone for their respective faiths. Their efforts in selecting, preserving, and sometimes editing these texts helped shape the core beliefs, doctrines, and practices that would come to define the religious identities and spiritual lives of generations to follow. These decisions were not made lightly. They reflected a pursuit of unity, orthodoxy, and theological coherence amidst diverse beliefs and interpretations circulating within their communities. Ultimately, this process of canonization and doctrinal standardization played a pivotal role in shaping the religious frameworks we recognize today as Christianity and Judaism, highlighting how influential the choices of religious leaders were in forging the spiritual and doctrinal contours of these faiths. The standards set for a piece of writing to be accepted were exceptionally strict, demanding a high level of quality and precision. As a result, numerous works that might have otherwise been considered valuable or noteworthy, such as the intriguing book about the giants, were ultimately rejected and did not make the cut. Over time, these overlooked works gradually faded into obscurity, bereft of recognition or remembrance, lost to the sands of time and overshadowed by the more favored or accepted texts. The decision to exclude this particular book from the official biblical canon was primarily driven by the high and steadfast standards established by the religious authorities and leaders of the time. These leaders carefully evaluated various texts, and their criteria for inclusion were quite stringent, often emphasizing doctrinal consistency, theological accuracy, and alignment with the core teachings of their faith. As a result, any writings that did not meet these strict requirements or that were considered to contain questionable interpretations were systematically left out of the recognized canon. This exclusion highlights the rigorous standards that these religious figures upheld in their efforts to shape and preserve the integrity of the scriptures that form the foundation of their faith tradition. For instance, the text needed to be authored by an apostle or by an individual who was very closely associated with an apostle, someone whose authorship is broadly recognized and accepted by the Christian community at large. Stories of countless generations resonated faintly through the empty spaces, whispering of a bygone era that had vanished as swiftly as it had come. Furthermore, the content of the writing had to embody teachings and lessons that reflect and uphold high moral and spiritual standards, emphasizing virtues such as love, integrity, humility, and faith, while providing guidance for righteous living and spiritual growth that remain relevant and meaningful to believers across generations. Significantly, this particular text found its place within the rich tapestry of the Manichaean tradition, a distinctive religion that was established by Monti, an individual whose upbringing took place in the southern regions of Mesopotamia. During his early years, he was part of a unique religious community, a Jewish Christian sect referred to as the Elkosites. This sect held its own beliefs, customs, and stories, which undoubtedly influenced the formation and development of the Manichaean tradition that Monti later founded. The integration of this text into that tradition reflects the deep historical and spiritual roots connected to Monti's background and the religious environment of southern Mesopotamia, shaped by a blend of Jewish and Christian elements within the Elkosite community. Monti, who is often referred to using his religious title, is perhaps the individual responsible for writing one particular version of the book that discusses the giants. Beginning when he was just 12 years old, his vivid visions and dreams started to manifest, gradually guiding him toward a unique spiritual journey. These intense and peculiar experiences became a significant influence on his beliefs, shaping his worldview in ways that set him apart from others. As a result of these visions and the insights he gained from them, he eventually faced rejection and was expelled from the sect he originally belonged to, which couldn't accept or understand his newfound ideas. Rather than being deterred by this rejection, he used it as a catalyst to forge his own spiritual path, leading him to establish his very own religion, rooted in the visions and truths he believed he had uncovered. In Monti's version, we observe a narrative that closely resembles the stories found within the famous Dead Sea Scrolls, which in turn contribute significantly to the layered complexity and enigmatic nature of this ancient tale. The resemblance to these ancient scriptures enriches the story, adding depth and a sense of historical mystery that invites further exploration and fascination. The book concerning the giants, crafted in a language that is either ancient or mechanical dialect called Syriac, begins to unveil a universe where demons, once cast out from the heavens through divine decree, have descended upon the earthly realm. These fallen beings, having lost their celestial domain, now roam the world seeking to sow chaos, spread destruction, and unravel the fabric of peace and order. The narrative immerses readers into a mythic landscape, rich with the echoes of a distant past, revealing the tumultuous origins of these formidable entities and their relentless pursuit to carve out a realm of havoc on mortal ground. In this ongoing epic struggle that unfolds between the celestial realm of heaven and the earthly domain below, the mighty archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, along with the brave Uriel, step forward as the formidable leaders of monumental battles. Their purpose is to fiercely fight and ultimately restore the delicate balance that exists between the radiant forces of light and the shadowy, ominous darkness that seeks to dominate. Each of these celestial warriors, with their unique strengths and unwavering resolve, take on the responsibility of defending the harmony of the universe, battling tirelessly against chaos and despair in a relentless quest to bring equilibrium back to the universe's eternal dance. This grand and intense confrontation between celestial beings embodying divine power and the dark forces of demons unveils the timeless struggles that have persisted beneath the surface of human history for countless generations. These battles, often depicted as cosmic or mythic in nature, highlight the ongoing tension between good and evil that has shaped civilizations and moral outlooks across ages. Interestingly, certain stories within this book, specifically those recounting the tales of giants and their awe-inspiring deeds, seem to echo or find a reflection within the pages of the Bible. These narratives, whether coinciding through shared themes or similar characters, suggest a fascinating link or parallel between the ancient mythologies explored in this text and the religious texts that have influenced countless cultures and beliefs throughout history. For example, the story of the Nephilim in Genesis 6 offers a much more detailed and elaborate account of these extraordinary beings, painting a vivid picture that highlights their immense size, towering heights, and incredible strength that surpasses anything a typical human could possess or even imagine. These references, together with various other clues and hints scattered throughout the Bible, indicate that ancient Jewish cultures placed a significant importance on stories involving these hybrid creatures. These stories serve to reinforce, support, and deepen the themes and messages conveyed within the broader narrative of the book about the giants. Such tales and mentions likely played a role in shaping cultural beliefs, values, and understandings surrounding these extraordinary beings, highlighting their prominence and significance in the collective consciousness of that time. As the story unfolds, the repercussions of the choices and deeds carried out by these celestial and infernal entities unfold before us, culminating in a devastating deluge designed to purify and reset the world. This catastrophic flood becomes not just a violent act of nature, but a pivotal moment that signifies a profound turning point in the entire narrative of human history. It serves as a harsh reminder of the power and influence these beings wield, forever altering the course of mankind's journey and shaping the subsequent chapters of existence in ways both dramatic and irreversible. According to the ancient texts and stories about the giants, these extraordinary beings, characterized by their colossal size and vast, profound knowledge, played a significant and often devastating role in shaping the history of the earth. Their immense stature made them stand out as some of the most formidable creatures ever to exist, while their deep understanding and knowledge of various disciplines further amplified their influence. Unfortunately, this combination of size and intelligence led to actions and influences that resulted in extensive and destructive impacts on the planet, leaving a lasting mark on the history and landscape of the earth. Instead of leading others down the path toward enlightenment and true understanding, they secretly dedicated themselves to teaching and practicing forbidden arts and sciences. Their actions and knowledge, kept hidden from the public eye, sparked widespread chaos and disorder within society. As a result, the moral fabric of the community began to deteriorate, leading to a decline in ethical standards and social stability, all driven by these reckless and illicit pursuits. The story revolves around two of these formidable giants, named Hoya and Ha. Both of them are plagued by troubling dreams that cling to their minds, haunting their nights and unsettling their spirits. These dreams feel different from ordinary sleep. They carry a foreboding sense of impending doom, as if they are warnings or omens. In their restless, disturbed slumber, Hoya and Ha sense that these dreams are not random. They seem to predict a catastrophic judgment, an event of great consequence that could change everything. The burden of these visions weighs heavily on their hearts and minds, filling them with a mixture of fear, anxiety, and a desperate need to understand what they could mean. Every night, as they drift into sleep, the shadows of these troubling visions grow more vivid and disturbing, leaving them to grapple with the ominous feeling that something terrible is approaching, something that could spell the end of something vital and irreplaceable. Enoch, a distinguished biblical figure celebrated for his profound wisdom and the remarkable revelations he received concerning the climactic events of the end times, carefully examined and interpreted these powerful dreams. After thorough reflection and understanding, he confirmed that a monumental and devastating flood was indeed on its way, one designed to wipe out the giants and serve as a divine cleansing of the earth, restoring a new beginning for all creation. So what eventually comes to light from the book concerning the giants is a vivid reminder of the immense and often tumultuous cosmic conflicts that are intricately woven into the very fabric of existence itself. It serves to highlight the grandeur and complexity of these ancient struggles that have shaped the universe, emphasizing how such colossal forces have played a foundational role in the ongoing saga of creation, destruction, and transformation that underpins all of reality. During the time before the Great Flood, the Almighty God made a deliberate choice to dispatch a specific group of celestial beings to the earthly realm. These beings numbered 200 and were known among the divine as the Watchers. Their primary responsibility was to observe and oversee humanity from a distance, carefully watching over human activities and behaviors. While they were tasked with guiding humanity in certain ways, they were instructed not to interfere directly with the natural course of human events or meddle excessively in human affairs. Their role was more about supervision and oversight, serving as divine eyes that kept watch over the evolving human race without becoming actively involved in their daily lives, intentions, or decisions. Semyaza held the prestigious position as the leader of these divine beings, a role that carried significant responsibility and honor. Entrusted directly by God himself, Semyaza was charged with overseeing the Angelic Council, a sacred assembly of celestial entities. His duty was to ensure that the divine intentions and sacred directives set forth by the Almighty were faithfully upheld and implemented. In addition to maintaining order within the council, Semyaza was also responsible for ensuring that the moral principles and heavenly ethics established by divine law were never violated or compromised. Through his leadership and vigilance, he helped maintain the harmony and integrity of the celestial realm, acting as a crucial bridge between the divine will and the angelic hosts. Assistant. What started off as mere innocent admiration slowly, but unmistakably evolved into a deep and intense longing, stirring up internal chaos and emotional upheaval. Even Semyaza, who had once remained unwavering and resolutely devoted to his divine principles, found himself increasingly captivated by this powerful desire. As a result, he strayed from the righteous divine path he once followed so faithfully and gave in to the tempting allure that threatened to consume him entirely.